The Great Earthquake and Traveling in Time. We will explain the four main things. 1. Time is the most powerful. 2. The Great Earthquake. 3. Traveling in past and future. 4. Evolution of species. Before the Great Earthquake, everyone must know what to do and what not to do. Where to go and where not to go, because nobody wants to have bad luck. You work very hard from morning to evening. Why? Because you want to experience good things in the future. You want all your loved ones to be happy and to give them good days ahead. Neither you nor any loved ones of yours face any kind of miseries, disease, illness, or any kind of problems. That is what you want. That is the reason it is so important to make sure that you don't commit any mistakes. That is why human beings need to know what is true and what is false, what is right and what is wrong, as well as where to go and where not to go. Because no one can have bad by walking on the right path, and no one can have good by walking on the wrong path. Although everyone feels that he or she is on the right path, if that would be so, then there wouldn't be so many unnecessary problems in life. At the same time, I will tell you that there will be several earthquakes that will be followed by the Great Earthquake. Everyone has to decide and take their path before that great earthquake. In my several books and videos, I have explained in detail about how the Great Earthquake will take place, but the specialty about this one is that all good people will be saved, and all bad will vanish completely. The rest, who are neither good nor bad, will remain where they are now. At the end of this chapter, I will explain about the good people who will be saved, and bad who will be exterminated. Part 1. Traveling in past and future on time paths. These days our Earth is on the 3rd orbit. In the past she was on the 4th orbit, and in the future, she will move to the 2nd orbit. Earth has completed over 2,000 rounds around the Sun. There are many characteristics of this orbit, such as, here no one knows the secret of the time and no one knows what is going to happen tomorrow. Though some people claim to be a knower of the future, but that is just like a childish game. Those claimants don't even know what is going to happen with themselves tomorrow. This secret can only be revealed by a person who has traveled in the future and then came back here. You can take it like this. 100 people in a line are climbing a 20-story building. Each floor of that building has an unknown mystery, which can be seen only after arriving on that floor. You have reached the 20th floor, and now you want to tell the secrets of all the floors to those who are on the 5th floor. So for that you will have to go down to the 5th floor. Then only you will be able to tell them about the hidden secrets of all other floors. But the question is, with such a hard effort you have reached all the way to the 20th floor, and now why will you go down to the 5th? Though it is so easy as falling down, as no efforts are needed to fall down. Efforts are needed only to climb high, yet I will tell you not to fall down or not even by mistake go in the past. Another example, a person who is 50 years behind of this present time and you want to tell him about the cell phone, then you will have to go back 50 years on the time path. It is an easy thing to go in the past through the path of time. Another example, if a loved one of yours who passed away 9 years ago and you want to meet him, then you will have to go back 10 years in time path, and the moment you arrive there you will find him there. You can experience all the activities while you used to be together. It will be quite similar to a dream where you meet your deeds and spend time with them as long as you are sleeping and dreaming. The main difference will be in dreaming. Your mind goes back in time, and the body with more advanced genes, mind, remains here on bed, whereas in this practice your body and mind both will be there. Now, how to go there, that I will explain, but at the same time I will say never practice it, not even by mistake. There are 4 ways to go into the past. Among them, if you use the first one, you will be moving back in time, so instead of seeing a tree growing up, you will see a grown-up tree getting smaller and disappearing back to its seed form. Artisans are not seen as erecting multi-storied buildings, but removing bricks one by one and turning it back to its foundation. Trains will not be seen as going forward, but being reversed. You will be able to see your old dead loved ones coming back to life and stepping towards old to young and young to a child. You will be able to see the horrific mass murders of Red Indians, terrifying scenes of destruction of Hindus by Aurangzeb, and astonishingly threatening scenes of snatching away and being raped and killing of young Hindu girls by Mughals. If you go more in the past, you will be able to see the authors of these religious scriptures and find out that they knew nothing in comparison with today's advanced knowledge. Though their knowledge was much more evolved than animals, but in comparison with today's civilization, they were just primitive forest dwellers. You will have one more disadvantage of going into the past, that when you go 10 years back to meet your friend, you will also become 10 years younger. For example, now if you are 40 years old, then you will be 30. Now the problem is, all the troubles you have gone through in the last 10 years will come back again in your life, and maybe some more added to it. Because going in the past is a crime in the constitution of nature. You will have to take all those troubles again. Now the question is, whatever you needed to learn within those 10 years that you already learned now, why do you want to face them again? Yet, if you still want to go, I will tell you how to. You can recollect so many past events of this very life of yours just like a movie story. But I am telling you about the science of past lives. It's like as you are rewinding a film, you will be able to watch the back scene as much as you rewind it, but you can rewind it only till its end. Same way you will be able to remember all the events of your past up to the day when your mind got the ability to remember the events. That means you can remember the events up to the age of 5 years, 3 years, and so on. What happened with you before that when you were in the mother's womb and before coming into the womb, that you don't remember. You also will agree that the world did not start on the date of your birth. That is why, what happened with you before birth and where you were, is a mystery to you. The answers to which you try to search through religious scriptures, but first you must understand the reality of the scriptures. Part 2, Searching Past and Future Through the Scriptures. Those who seek past, future, and God through these scriptures have unwavering faith in them. By the way, the truth is that all people believe in God, but mistakenly they consider these scriptures to be the guide to God. People of all religions have such a strong trust in these scriptures, that if it is written in their scripture that at 7 o'clock in the morning of the 40th birthday, if someone commits suicide by chalking own nose, will attain moksha, then many will do that. The incident of the World Trade Center was also a result of unwavering trust in the scripture. The searchers believe that these scriptures are as powerful as God and true. Therefore, all the secrets about the past, future, and God are hidden in them. However, you know these scriptures are not so clear and not easy to understand. Why? To understand the answer to this question, first of all, you have to understand who wrote them, when, how, as well as how much knowledge he had at that time about the past and future. The answer is easy to understand. First of all, you have to find out when human beings learn to write, then you will know that the paper and pen was invented just a couple of 100 years ago. Before that, they used to write on leaves and sculpt on stones. It's common sense that sculpting on stone these lengthy stories is not possible, therefore they might have been written only when man could have invented sufficient means to write, which was not possible during the 1st century. They could have accumulated the faculties probably by the 2nd or 4th century. But the question is how much knowledge he had then. Did he know about battery-operated cars? No. Did he know about satellites, airplanes, fans, electric bulbs, computers, television, multi-story buildings, and trains? No, not at all. Did he know that the Earth is round, rotating on its own axis, and revolving around the sun? No. That is why you can see it as an evidence that these things are not mentioned in any old scriptures. That means he didn't have knowledge of these things. He wrote only the things about which he knew, such as air, water, hills, river, clouds, land, sky, animals, moon, sun, stars, etc. Apart from that, to make the subject interesting, he added any imaginary stories about God, and thus established religion. But since those scriptures were well accepted hundreds of years ago, So no one could think of raging a question, instead accepted those baseless books and kept following the rules laid down by them in the hope that God will be pleased by that. No scripture can tell how to go in the future and how to improve your life, because none of them know Earth's path. That is why one has to learn and understand the technique of traveling in the past or future to have a good future. Among all religion's founders, none of them came from the future. Only the completely evolved soul that comes from the future is known as Avtar, but he does not establish any religion. I have learned these secrets from the Avtar and then telling you. All founders of all religions have come from the past, only therefore you can notice the old times garb of all religions' followers, including Hindu, Christians, Jewish, Muslims, Buddhists, and Jains, that they are dressed up in the past style of their founders' time. In that garb of old time, they try to teach their listeners so-called useful hidden things in their wise scriptures. It does not mean that by using that old-time garbs one can gain unique knowledge, or can tell something which other people did not know, or can guide to the path of the Dev-Lok. But the truth is that those establishers of religions had no idea about the earth moving around the sun, nor that the earth is round, nor the distance between the earth and the sun. It was far for them to understand about the God who is in the center of the earth. If they had no clue about where this earth came from, then how could they talk about her planning for the future, and what to be done at that time? By this you can figure it out how today's world of religions is strayed into deep ignorance. Funny, preachers are garbed in thousand-year-old style garbs at the same time watching YouTube videos on cell phones. These people are living in the present world and following the system of the 1,000 years old. Ignorance has no limit, foolishness has no borderline, and on top of that, stubbornness has no limit. All they want is praise and money. These people have pushed the world in utter confusion. That is why even after explaining dozens of times this knowledge about traveling in the past and future, no one could pay any attention for decades. At the same time, we must see the good things in those writers at that stage of evolution. They had an unwavering faith in God, believe in heaven, hell, bad karma, good karma, soul, moksha, whereas some called it heaven or salvation. They showed their feeling by writing so many beautiful things about God, such as, He is kind, compassionate, omnipotent, omniscient, doer, righteous, destructor of wicked, most loving, luck changer, wish fulfiller, Father of all, feeding everyone, giver of moksha, remover of fear, remover of bad luck, giver of happiness, and so on. Though 1,170 billion miles of this long path, everywhere there is God, yet God remains a mystery for everyone all the way. The best thing about those writers at that stage of evolution was that they knew about the very good soul who comes from heaven, protects the good and destroys the wicked. Now the question is, how did they know about the holy souls coming from heaven? Answer: in fact, some of these writers were from the previous earth where they already had witnessed this event. The way a 12th grade's failed student stays among the newcomers from 11th to 12th and remembers the routine of that class. Those failed students remember what had happened at the time of examination at last time. Same way in the beginning, those writers who wrote about the Avtar were the people from the previous earth, who could not go ahead with time due to a mistake, and therefore remained behind in the passage of the past. They could not evolve further. For some mistake they couldn't go in future, could not evolve to Homo Maximus, could not become gods, and remained here. From the computer age they fell to the Stone Age. From the 20th floor they fell straight on the first floor, where they had a little memory, like a dream of previous night, but could not write anything due to lack of writing facility and unevolved language. And when they could find some means to write, then this event also was forgotten like an old dream. After that, all writers wrote imaginary things, whatever came to their minds, and made it so interesting, entertaining, logical sounding, mysterious, and the coming generations kept believing in them. Although they found some books and sculptures on the new earth, but they couldn't figure out where from, how, when, and who might have brought them here. They thought the entire past incidents have taken place on this Earth and on this orbit only. After some time, those books turned into dust, and the sculptures remained a matter of mystery forever. But writer's pen never stopped writing till this day, and now the same stories are being presented in highly advanced ways, and thousands of videos are being uploaded on YouTube every day. In this way, the path of journey from Stone Era to YouTube era is full of amazement, romantic, joyous, terrifying, and painful. Those who fell straight from the 20th floor to the ground floor know much more than others, which gets revealed when the specific time arrives for that on the road of this orbit. For example, when all reach on the 5th floor, their minds will immediately comprehend all the possibilities on the 5th floor. Before anyone can even start to think about something, they will get accomplished, because they have seen all those things in their past life. They already have studied those things in their past life. They were good people on the past Earth, but for not following God's law they couldn't move ahead in the future and remained in this building only. Therefore they know the same things are going to happen on this floor of this building whatever had happened last time. All other people consider them genius. Most of these people accumulate enormous amounts of money by entering in politics, law, judiciary, government, business, science, and research. When you see a billionaire, you may have thought, how come working so hard? I am so poor, and this man is so rich. This is also known as the karma of past life. If you know about Nikola Tesla's success, then you must have thought, why and how was his mind so different? How could he invent alternative current in electricity? Why couldn't other people do that? Answer: because Nikola Tesla had that knowledge in the 18th century of the previous Earth. As I already told you about the characteristics of this path, that no person here knows about the future nor where he was before coming in this body. Whether he is a great soul like Adi Shankaracharya, a businessman like Elon Musk, great leader like Narendra Modi, or scientist like Nikola Tesla, nobody knows. The only one person who knows this secret, who by abiding nature's law, passed the test, was born in heaven, learned everything about the universe, and then came back to the past. Or simply say the one who has come from 2nd orbit to 3rd orbit, or even make it simpler and say from heaven to earth. Then on this orbit his body will be made out of the chemicals of this earth, same as ours, but the soul will be from heaven. But the question is why a person will come from that advanced world to this world of religions, ignorance, and chaos. If I ask you to leave everything behind, including your car, computer, air-conditioned luxury house, and then go 1500 years back, will you? Just thinking of that horrific place on time path, you will get scared and say, no way. But if you are a supremely benevolent, kind philanthropist, and you have to go for the sake of your mother, father, and millions of suffering people, then you may accept that terrifying pain. Same way a person from the planet of fully evolved souls has to muster up courage to teach the secrets of past and future to the ignorant people of this road. Because people on this road are ignorant, as well as stubborn, fundamentalist, unrighteous, cruel, and dangerous. But they need to know about something urgently at the time of the big earthquake and the change. After coming here, her body will die and the soul will be born in a human body. After being born in a human body, she will feel hungry, will need clothes to wear, will need a place to live, bathroom, kitchen, and all the basic needs of human beings in order to survive. She will be extremely wise, but no one will listen to him because no one has seen, heard, or read about that future path where Earth gives birth to a new moon and then moves to heaven's path. These things are not written in any scripture, and even if written, they are not so clear. So, his explanations about traveling in the future will be considered as madness, useless, or irreverent, though no one knows about the past too. Yet preachers, those who memorize stories from scriptures, preach in public and listeners trust them. Perhaps he could be telling the truth as they are written in the scriptures as well. Nikola Tesla did not go in the future, but he had full knowledge of how electricity can be produced in this world of human beings. It took a few years of hard work to appear, But his conscience knew that it's not just possible, but it will be. Exactly as I know about this knower of past future paths will one day be understood by humans, that is why for decades, I am constantly working on it. Because sooner or later the truth has to appear. If Elon Musk had moved little forward from this present, gone into the future and watched the moon's birth, from that Earth's womb and then evolved with the time, then returned back to this place, he could have explained all those secrets. But he could not cross the wall of truth. And that is why he does know anything about the origin of the moon. The one who had told me the secrets of traveling in the past and future is just a common person like you and me. But he is the purest soul of the universe. There is no one on earth as great as him. This is the only one soul who had followed the law of nature and then came from the future to this world. All other genius people had disobeyed the law of nature by being ungrateful to their mother, and then they were reborn on this earth. That is why they still follow their ignorant religions of that era. All these people you can see in the olden time garb, especially religious leaders, who claim to be staunch, are mostly the same people. Their eyes were not open at that time and are not open now. They were hardcore at that time and are hardcore now. The religious book they believed in at that time, they still believe in now. They have come here after being unfaithful to their mother, therefore even after consuming food produced by this mother, they can be disloyal again. Even after consuming the food product of this mother, they may not be kind to the children of this mother. This is similar to many other religions, people living in India who do not consider India as their motherland even after consuming food from that land. Dishonesty is in their genes. There was a hospital just a few yards from my house in Noida. Later it was in the news that some doctors were sedating their patients and stealing their kidneys to sell. There are 1,000 inhumane examples like this. Those who do such kinds of things, they have been dishonest to their own mother and other mothers' children. They are aliens. They are in the human body, but they have always cheated nature since the past until today. These people have not remained with time and cheated nature. Therefore, they are born on this road of miseries, though they are little older in age than the common people. They can be found in the garb of Maulavis, Padaris, priests, sadhus, saints, Mahatma, as well as in the form of businessmen, politicians, judges, and scientists. Therefore, never ever go in the past by leaving your mother and cheating nature. But as I explained earlier, the most secret thing here is no human being knows what is going to happen to him in the future and what happened before getting this body. Even the most holy saint in the history of the century does not know these two things. That is why bad-souled people take disadvantage of this secret, whereas good souls keep doing good things. Now the big question is, if no one knows about the secret of the future, then how can one recognize the one who will be coming from the future to tell the truth? Then any man can claim he is God, and he has come from heaven, and all others will believe in him. Then can anyone declare himself to be knower of extreme past and future, or having special connection with God, or is giver of moksha? The answer is yes. People can do that. People have done that. People are doing that. And all people have believed in them, and this system will continue on this orbit. They are old people of another world. Their body is made out of this earth, but the soul is from another planet. If they are in the field of religion, they are proficient in controlling people's mind. They have eloquence. They are expert in speaking, and they know people's mind, therefore gather followers and live a kingly life. These people are in every religion and in every province. Among them, someone called himself God, whereas others claim to be God's special agent. They know how to accumulate enormous amounts of wealth and how to enjoy that. This is what happens on this orbit. Part 3. History of our Earth on this time orbit and cycle of an era. You already know so many things about the past of this Earth because those incidents are written in the form of history. Although so many incidents have been twisted and changed as writers were under the pressure of wealthy people, yet many things are correct, such as Stone Age, Iron Age, Copper Age, Mughal period, discovery of America, mass destruction of Red Indians, terror by Mughals, Bhakti era to the incidents of present time. Or you don't even have to go that far. You almost remember what happened to yourself a month ago or a year ago or how your life has been since birth. But what you don't know is the future, whether that be your own future or future of the world. But the moment I tell you about the science of going into the past, you will be able to see many unknown things as well. However, it will depend on the capacity of your mind, how much you can take it and how much you can contain. On the past path, whereas on one side you will see people who blindly follow scriptures but creating horrifying and terrifying situations including mass murders, killing, chaos all around, yet on the other side you will see good people like artists, musicians, poets, saints, philanthropist, theist, humanist, inventor, God-loving, respecting women, and so on. Those good people may or may not be followers of scriptures. But the most surprising thing you will notice is non-stop discord, tribulation, fighting, quarrel, court, justice, injustice. Protests and struggle continue on throughout the entire path of 1,170 billion miles. After completing the journey, you will notice throughout the whole path struggle never stopped. Many generations passed, but fighting continued and kept going on and on. Nobody took rest from the quarrel anywhere. The moment man thought that he would renounce everything and go to Haridwar or take retirement, then he noticed a new kind of struggle is waiting there for him. If a man was fed up with miseries and committed suicide, immediately after leaving the body he saw a new kind of problem was waiting to welcome him at the next door. Then you will find that there was no such thing called the rest across the road. These problems did not even leave a person who renounced everything and went to a monastery to live the rest of his life. Then the question will come in your mind after all. On this path of 1,170 billion miles, there is fight, quarrel, and problems. Then what was the purpose of these conflicts and endless problems? Unfortunately, you cannot understand the answer to this question because you have only been in the past and you have never been in the future. You have not gained the wisdom of omniscience from this universe, which can be gained only by going to the future. Therefore, if you want to know the answer to these questions, then be a good human being and go there, or if you want to know it in this very life, then find someone who already has been into the future and then returned back to this earth. However, the moment you go out to look for such a person, you will see thousands of preachers, gurus, spiritualists who are already claiming to be the one for whom you are looking. Indirectly, they will claim to be a kind of omniscient, and they know the reason for this endless struggle as well as what you should do to get out of it. All those pretenders and thugs have opened their shops for superstitious people. They will have many appealing answers, but the correct answer shall never be found, because none of those are here from the future, the heaven. So, the best way is to go there on your own and experience it. Lack of the knowledge of the future was the main reason that people could not understand the truth explained by this, the only soul who has come here from heaven. Therefore, people could not do the right thing. If people would have believed or understood, then they would be forced to give him at least 10 Nobel Prizes for filling the gap in all discoveries of the last 200 years and revealing the future planning of Earth Mother. Such as the first prize would be given for the discovery of the energy that is being produced by the friction of the core and the Earth. Second would be given for the Earth is the one who brought us here from Plutonian orbit. Third would be for discovery of the gravity. Fourth would be for why DNAs are spiraled. Fifth would be for origin of the solar system. Sixth would be for lava, earthquake, and volcanoes. Seventh would be for the origin of the moon. Eighth would be for the Earth moving to the second orbit. Ninth would be for Mars becoming the new Earth. 10th would be for peace instead of war by providing the true education. In this way, the list of discoveries is long. That is why we could not understand what is going to happen in the future, but here we are talking about going into the past path, which is so easy. On this orbit, preachers, those who claim to be knower of the past, They don't even understand about the past history of their scriptures. That is, when they say such and such thing happened 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, or 15,000 years ago. Forget about 10,000 years ago. Just ask them where this earth was 1 hour ago. None of them shall be able to answer. In reality, only an extra clever liar or a crazy person will talk about something which he does not know at all, and his followers also will be a similar category of people. But to prove their talk, they try to take support of scriptures, the truth about which I already explained. Overall, this is nothing but a psychotic insanity. Though some preachers are good-hearted, and they have love for God, but they cannot be knower of the past when the era changed. None of them can have knowledge of events 5,000 years ago, or 15,000 years ago. As well as they cannot have knowledge about the future, because no religion's men have returned here from the future path. Although many religions' followers have a misunderstanding that the founder of their religion came here from the future path to tell them the secrets of the true path. But that is a mystery for the founder and followers. If he had come from the future path, then he would have known the distance between the sun and the earth. He would have known the secrets of the origin of the moon as well as hundreds of other secrets. Therefore, he was not a man from the future, that is, heaven. That is why you can remove that confusion from your mind. Now I have removed the confusion about the scriptures, the confusion about the founders of religions, and the confusion about the religious preachers. Now I will tell you how to go in the past and in the future and what is the law of Mother Nature, that is, where you should go and where you should not go. First, let me give you a small example. If 3 trains are running at the same speed in 10 miles of distance, and you are riding in the middle one, now if you want to go to the next train or to the train behind, then how can you go and what will be the consequences of that? The first question is, why will you go? One of the answers could be because some experts already started to sense that there are some strange things happening with your train which have never happened before. They are unable to understand it, and they have some doubts that this train may burn down or can end up with some fatal accident. They are afraid to tell it to all other passengers because otherwise the general public will get frightened and there will be a panic. Now, these scared people have not come from the future, so they shall not be able to explain what is happening and what should be done, but they have an idea of leaving the Earth by flying in a spacecraft and going into space to be saved. It's a very expensive process. Therefore, sensing the advantage of the situation, some opportunists are thinking of making it a big business as many people have too much money and they can afford it. Now there are many questions related to what will happen after leaving the mother and reaching in space with a spacecraft. It is impossible to find the answers to these questions for themselves nor their religious guides. This also I will explain here. Part 4, there are 4 techniques of going into the past. 1. The first, for this you need to have knowledge of many things, such as the distance between the sun and the earth, the speed of the earth on its orbit, the speed and direction of the earth on its axis, direction of the North Pole and South Pole, latitude and longitude, gravity, and then should know which path the earth came from, and between longitude and latitude exactly in which direction to face at the time of leaving the earth, and so on. Then you make a robot-like driverless spacecraft which must travel constantly in one direction for billions of miles. Because, while riding on it, the moment you start going into the past, your age will start decreasing, and after billions of miles this body of yours will disappear, and then you will be in a new body going back from old to childhood, and after some time that body also will disappear. This process of going old to childhood will continue throughout many bodies. This way, when you go billions of miles, after about 1300 years you will see Adi Shankaracharya, depending upon which latitude and longitude you will be at. You continue going, then you will meet all the sages, rishis, mahatmas who wrote these scriptures. This way, passing through so many bodies, you will arrive at the stage of primitive man to an ape. Then there will come a moment when you will not be able to move ahead because all the planets of the solar system will be thrilling there. That is called the excited state of the solar system. Then you stop there. Then when the new Earth comes there, she will bring you back here. While coming back, it's 1,170 billion miles of path, so it will take you 20 to 2,500 years of time to arrive here. 2. The second technique is that you take a flight of SpaceX and land on Mars. To go on Mars through that flight, you can apply to NASA, SpaceX, or other agencies, those who are already working on it. All the information can be obtained from their websites to apply. Whatever needed requirements they can tell you, including your health and its cost. As I have already explained, Mars is ready to move to this orbit of Earth, and the moment that arrives in Earth's house, she will become a new Earth, and then on the new Earth, you will begin to evolve from a worm to a monkey to Neanderthal to primitive man to man, and so on. Then, after passing through several bodies and billions of miles of journey, you will be able to meet Adi Shankaracharya, depending on at which latitude and longitude you will be then. You will be able to meet again with all your loved ones and those who have died in the past. Though this also is against the law of nature, but if you have made up your mind to go there, it is absolutely your choice. But if you go there, I would like to humbly request you to please make sure you take these Bibles, Qurans, Mahabharata, and Vedas in your bag. If possible, take some sculpted stone or metal as well, because by the time you become an ape to Neanderthal to primitive man to man, all these paper books will be turned into dust. Also take some information about the greatest soul who explained this greatest secret of the universe, so that the people of that world will know that the greatest soul comes to earth from heaven to protect good people. In this hope, the other people of that world will pass their time peacefully and build churches and temples and pray for this soul to come again. Because all the way from beginning to the end, that painful path will have just one hope, and that is the arrival of this holy soul with good news for good people. The third technique also is easy. Many people have already understood half of it, and I will explain the rest. Many people have already realized that this Earth is going to be in turbulence, although it is a big milestone for them to understand what is going to happen. But they are considering planning to fly way into space with a spacecraft. If you have made up your mind to join them, then I can tell you what to do next. First of all, you should make sure that you have all necessary things to stay alive, such as food, water, oxygen recycling, or reproducing systems. Because after leaving this mother, there will be no mother to provide you with these things. After that, there are many Earths in this universe where the atmosphere is quite similar to this Earth. That atmosphere may be little suitable for your body. For that, you will have to go out of this solar system and enter into a different solar system. Soon your body will become old, then there will be no mother to give you a new body. So, to survive for a longer period, you can steal the airplanes of that planet and replace their passengers' body parts with yours. Just as in 2014, Malaysia Airlines 370 plane went missing. Same way, 2014-year-old people of those Earths shall never find out about what happened with their airplane and its passengers. Because if you cheat your own mother, then you can commit any heinous sin. You can find those Earths through the Hubble telescope. Soon you will learn it because your scientists have already started working in this direction. You can go there, or you can stay in the space only. Soon this Earth will move to the second orbit and Mars will come here to become the new Earth. Then you can land on that new Earth. While committing this sin, you can still take Vedas, Bible, Quran, and Mahabharata with you. As soon your vehicle lands on that new Earth, you will become a monkey to a Neanderthal to primitive man to Homo sapiens. In due course of time, you will meet Adi Shankaracharya and meet all your loved ones who have died already. You will also meet many natural disasters, outrageous accidents like the World Trade Center, as well as destructive-minded false people. But these billions of miles journey is also too long because the new Earth will have to complete 20 to 2,500 rounds around the sun to reach here. 4. The fourth technique also is too easy. Just ignore this Earth and say, she is nothing. Ignore the mighty powerful God in her center and say, that is not true. Do not consider me as your teacher and say, my guru is wise. Do not accept this powerful soul who has come from the future, the heaven, and speak out something bad about all four of us. The moment you refuse to accept these four, automatically you become a follower of false. Then atomically you will believe in these false. You will believe these religions who are not aware of the law of nature. You will believe in gurus who are too busy in making money. Then you will become a suitable person to remain on the path of the past. With your own will and wish you will have refused the future path and accepted the past one. By now you should know that the future path is the path of gods and the past path is the path of demons. You cannot be on both sides. You must be on the side of the earth or religions. Think of it like the huge statue of churning of the ocean at Thailand's Suvarnabhumi International Airport, where one side are the demons, and the other side are gods. You must get on one side, i.e., God or demons, earth or religions, truth or false, past or future. You cannot worship a foolish guru and at the same time claim to have faith in Mahesh Shastri as well. You can either take the side of truth or the false. The moment you take the side of untruth, you will automatically go in the past. Because one who does not believe in this mother's benevolence, does not accept true things, supports falsehood, and who is a hypocrite, mob mentality, follower of famous gurus, believer of ignorant scriptures and careless, that person is left behind by this mother nature to be taught properly. However, this earth cannot take a foolish, arrogant, deceitful, ungrateful person into the world of future, known as Satyalok or the world of truth. Because lack of truth in his DNAs, he will not be able to cross the wall of the truth and will remain on this path of past only. This universe has computerized the system of judgment and evolution. Part 5: Advantage and Disadvantage of Traveling in the Past. Advantage: since on the new earth you will be older and more matured than the others, as you have seen everything here, about which those people cannot have any clue, not even in their dreams. For example, if you know how to compose music, you will be at the forefront among all musicians, and your performance can surprise them. If you know how to make clothes, you can be its inventor there. If you are an advocate, then you can influence people by telling them your new surprising ideas to improve laws. If you are a good religious guru, then you can make many followers there. Thus, you will always be far ahead in your field. You can be the founder of religion or cult. You can be a writer of scriptures. You can teach new techniques about farming, cattle farming, making better houses than caves and huts, making good weapons, building forts, exploring the continents like America, inventing electronics, and so on. Like this, you can do thousands of amazing things there. You can complete any new task before it enters their minds. Now when you do these kinds of work, you will make a lot of money, then you can enjoy life with that money. You can enslave the people there and rule them. They will listen to you. They will consider you as God. Unlimited number of people will work for you tirelessly day and night to fulfill your dream, and will do whatever you say. Disadvantages. Disadvantage is that again you will have to spend more than 2,000 years to complete this journey of over 1,100 billion miles. On this path, every day there is a new challenge throughout the entire journey from which you shall not be able to escape yourself. If there is one disease at one place, then there is another disease at the next step. Thus the whole path is filled with diseases. Somewhere there is cancer, then at the next there is another incurable disease. If there is starvation at one place, then there is an epidemic at next. Once you are done with famine, then next there is a pandemic. You are done with one dangerous man, then the next one is more dangerous just waiting for you. The whole path is filled with dangerous politicians, dangerous religions, dangerous religious leaders, dangerous businessmen, and dangerous scientists. That is why all the way there are only quarrels, fights, wars, great wars, and even world wars. There are religions that spread hate among people, and among religions there are fights and fights. Whereas in the beginning stones are used for those fights, but further ahead, you will see more advanced weapons for mass destruction. Whereas you will see caves and huts in the beginning, but further ahead, you will see 100 or 150-storied buildings. No matter how much development is further ahead, but the fear will remain in your mind all the time because the whole path is filled with things like cheating, betrayal, lies, deceit, fraud, hatred, ignorance, pride, ego, theft, and dishonesty. On top of that, there will be countless natural disasters like earthquakes, floods, droughts, road accidents, and then the most frightening thing will be death from which you will not be able to escape. That is why you will always be in fear all the way, not knowing what may happen next. Although I have already told you that throughout the entire path no one will know what will happen tomorrow, therefore there will be a new surprising scene at every new step. The scariest thing will be when you leave one body, because you will never know what will happen to you after death. Part 6. Why should you take that route? Though you will do that whatever your conscience will decide to. But since I have told you about these 4 methods of going into the past, so it is my duty to tell you that going back in the past is against the law of nature in this universe. There is no punishment for violating this law yet. By making you go through this painful path, that earth will keep teaching you never ever again commit such ungratefulness to your mother. This is not only a mistake, but it's an unforgivable sin. Just to learn it, one must travel billions of miles of long path that takes more than 2,000 years, whereas the journey of 67,000 miles is completed in just 1 hour. This is such a prison wherein you will have to keep walking and walking non-stop. Just to learn a small thing that this earth is round and it's moving around the sun, it takes you hundreds of years. The moment you leave your mother and enter the past, you get a stamp of being ungrateful to your mother. The mother who gave you birth, fed and raised you, gave you clothes, house, water, air, and you have no idea from birth till this day how many things she has given, but today you have made up your mind to leave her. So this will be absolutely your own decision. Also, the Father who is in the heart of this mother has given you energy continuously to keep you alive. He continued pumping your heart and gave you countless things like light, electricity, growth in vegetables, fruit trees to prepare food, and so on. But today, if you refuse to accept him, that will be absolutely your own decision. This God does not punish anyone. Taking punishment is man's own decision. Yes, when the pain becomes unbearable, he prays so that God could reduce some pain. Yes, it is true that God can reduce or eliminate the pain, but to exterminate it from the root, one must go through the law of the universe. One must complete the journey of learning and arrive at this door of the truth and then accept it. The pain will be eliminated only after learning and accepting the truth. There is only one way to learn the truth, and that is pain. Pain is the greatest and the only teacher of man. No one learns without pain. Without pain, these genes cannot become solid, nor DNA can get cleansed. If the DNAs are not cleansed, the writing of the truth cannot get printed on them. No matter through how many ways I explain, it will not be understood. That is why billions of miles of this long journey, everywhere there is pain and pain. Now it will be your own decision whether to continue with this pain or to end it here. However, I will say, you have already reached here after going through so much pain. Therefore, do not go again on the same painful path. If you have learned, then enjoy its miraculous fruits and move ahead. Question: when will this great earthquake occur? Answer: this is a very common question. Before learning and finding out whether it is real or unreal, everyone asks me, when will it happen? If I had told its date, everyone would have brought half of their wealth and put it in front of me. But this is the subject of examination. First, you must learn whether it is true or false. If true, then after that you will be tested if you can accept the truth, and then what you can do for the truth. Then in the churning of the ocean, this mother will see whether you are on the side of devas or demons, and when you will start working for your chosen group, then this event will take place. But note one more thing. As long you don't learn the truth, you are with the group of demons. Question: How long will that take? Answer. When this news of the truth will reach to each person. Question. How can that be possible? Answer. By making it available in all languages of all countries. Question. Will there be any changes in people's life with this news? Answer. As soon as the whole world understands about the great earthquake being followed by the great changes, then people will have final choice with limited time to bring the change in themselves for good or bad. Part 7. Question. Will it avert death? Answer. No, sir. Death will not be stopped. Death is a change that is the law of the universe. One should accept this change. Even those who are trying to fly away in space to escape, they also will be caught by it one day. The only difference will be if they go into space due to fear of death. They will enter the past and they will be stamped for disobeying nature's law. They will be called sinners for breaking the law by betraying and being ungrateful to the mother. They shall never be able to meet this mother again. That is a heinous crime. God does not punish anyone for violating the law, but it is becoming absolutely their own decision to go in the painful world of the past. Every day you kept learning something on this long path of 1,170 billion miles, and as you learnt, your DNA kept changing. If you compare your DNA with the DNA of your great-grandfather's great-grandfather, you will see a big difference. And if you compare them with the DNA of 2,000 years ago, then you will see a huge difference. But if you compare today's DNA with the DNA when our mother was on the orbit of Pluto, then you will be surprised to know how hard this mother had been working to bring you all the way from Plutonian orbit to here. You will be surprised to know about nature's divine way of editing the genes, and how this mother had been editing your genes for thousands of years because this mother is a teacher, an examiner, and a genes editor as well. But her way of making children perfect is unique and perfect. Her only purpose was to make you intelligent enough so that you could learn about Mother, Father, and this universe, so that you can become a very good person. Question. What is moksha? Answer. Moksha is a complete stage of evolution that can be called Homo Maximus, a new divine body that can be obtained on the second orbit only. As now you know, no one can stop this law of change or death. Without this change, you would not reach this place of highly advanced life on Earth. Today, you wouldn't have a cell phone in your hand. Just as you have been witnessing an invention, a new, unimaginable dream to come true at every step on all the way. The same way there is an unimaginable miracle waiting to welcome you that is known as Dev-Lok, heaven, Vaikuntha, or moksha. What is ahead on the path of the future? If I describe those things, it may sound imaginary to you, and you may even declare me as a mad person. Just as 50 years ago, if someone had explained the truth about cell phones, the listeners would have thought that man is completely mad and must be sent to a mental hospital. But at least you can understand that in the future all these governments will be no more, and the borderlines of countries will be no more. All the scary things of the past will not be there, and instead so many wonderful things will be there. But unfortunately there are no words in our languages to describe them. They all will be believers and followers of the Mother. They will follow the law of Mother, and they will follow her mind. They will be divine and protectors of this universe. If I say in one word, they will be gods. Question. Will my luck be changed by following this? Answer. As long you are in this body, you must go through the roughness of this path. Even the most holy soul of the universe, who is benevolent, pious, sinless, omniscient, and possesses all virtues, is still struggling with problems every day from birth till this day. So you can forget about solving problems of any normal person. Bad people will always be here. You cannot kill all the poisonous snakes. On top of that, if someone has to get cancer, he will. If someone has to die, he will. Everything will be here in life. I don't do that business of attracting followers by fooling them that their problems will be eliminated, and luck will prosper by following their philosophy. Only you, this God, and this earth can change your luck, no one else. Yes, one thing I will definitely say. which by now you also know that as soon as you learn this truth, your genes automatically get edited. Then all unnecessary problems are removed. Suffering means that this mother is teaching you. She wants you to learn. The moment you learn, the coding in your DNA will be changed for these four. 1. Mother Earth. 2. Soul of Heaven. 3. Mahesh Shastri. 4. Life-giver God in the heart of Mother Earth. The moment thinking is changed, truth is coded in the DNA, then there remains no reason for unnecessary problems. No mother slaps a disciplined child. Nevertheless, to become from a good person to 10 times better person in family or at work, you will have to put in too much effort continuously. You must know that perfection has no end. You must become a very good person. Even after clarifying it so transparently, I don't give any guarantee to anyone because this whole decision is absolutely in the hands of this God and this Mother Earth. These two can turn any poor to a king as well as any king to a beggar. Anytime, anywhere. They can make a Homo sapiens to Neanderthal or Neanderthal to Homo sapiens. They can send anyone 9 billion years back, or bring anyone from 9 billion years to here. They are omniscient as well as perfect judges. Their justice system is absolutely true and inexplicable, and I have no power to interfere in their decision. But this truth is the only one door to have good in this very life and afterwards. Part 8. Now let me tell you about the present. Whatever is happening right now happened with the past Earth, and the same thing will happen with the future Earth. The Earth before this also gave birth to a new moon, providing 100 proofs of that moon. This Earth is saying that the same thing is going to happen now, and the same thing will happen with the future Earth. Every time people get frightened with too many natural turbulences and earthquakes. Before giving birth to a new moon, on each Earth Mahesh Shastri like a person tells people saying, don't worry, don't worry, don't panic. The final earthquake is just about to come in, that all wicked will be destroyed, and all good people will be saved, because the Savior is here. Don't worry. In this churning of ocean, go and be with the gods. Quit the company of demons. Quit the scriptures of ignorance. Be a good person. Work hard to become a good person. Quickly fill pure information of the truth in your DNA. Along with being a nice person serves this Mother Earth. That is, all these children made from her body are children of this mother. Tell them and let them know about her plan. Selfish scriptures have led these children astray. These children are very lost. They are very confused. They are surrounded by many problems. They are drinking alcohol to find the answer to their problems and trying to forget their grief by taking drugs. Their mind is shaken by seeing horrible and terrible incidents. They are searching for the answers to the confusion. Those who are successful have no interest in humanity but just enjoying and wasting their time. But those who did not succeed are unable to understand the reason for their failure. Their questions are, why did I lose my job? Why did I fail? Why couldn't I get married? Why did I get divorced? Why am I surrounded by disease? Why did my loved one die suddenly? Why did my business not prosper? Why did I meet this problem in life? And so on. These and many of their problems are very complicated for them to handle. On top of those problems, there is one more problem, that the moment they go out to look for any solution, they see many advisors who are promising to solve their problems. Among them are astrologers, Vastu experts, tarot card readers, face readers, fortune tellers, psychiatrists, magicians, spiritualists, and religious preachers. They are helping and at the same time trying to meet their expenses. However, some are in the race of expanding their empires, because on this orbit the business of superstition prospers so fast. On the new Earth during the final days, you will see all these things again. You will see a man telling everyone not to get confused. Don't be scared of these earthquakes. This Earth is going to give birth to a new moon. That is why all these unprecedented events are happening. Do not worry. Trust this Mother Earth. Trust this God. That tough time of your life was also gone, and this also will go away. Only history will be left here. Same thing is happening now, therefore be happy. Pray every day. This mother has given you too much. In each prayer you have been asking her to give you, and she has always been giving you. She has given you a lot, and now out of that give some to those children of her who are in great pain due to it. They also are the children of this mother only. Now stop asking for more material things in your prayers. Instead, while praying, say, Mother, what can I do for you today? In this churning of the ocean, almost the whole world is with the demons. You quickly go and be on God's side. Go to the side of the future. Go and move ahead on the path of evolution. Just as to a mother, while giving birth to her baby, a little support becomes too helpful. Same way, if you give little support to this earth mother who is giving birth to a new moon, that also will be too helpful, and you will be blessed. Though this entire path is full of difficulties, this difficult moment is a little different because the era is changing. Do not panic if you see devastating natural events, devastating earthquakes, epidemics, and devastating wars. This is the time of the birth of the new moon. This is true. Therefore, this is known as Satya Sanatan Dharma, or the eternal and ultimate truth. Truth is established when an era changes. This establishment is not like an idle installation, but it is some news in which through a person Mother Earth tells her confused children, saying, do not panic and do not worry. The future ahead is very good. It is going to be extremely good. It is going to be so good that you cannot even imagine. Just tell all my other children to wait just for a while. Good days are coming. I have made them wise enough to understand it, and just tell them. They will be happy to know it. This is not only a news but discovery of God. The one for humanity has been searching for hundreds and thousands of years. Today this universe has given it to you. This is a gift. It's the greatest gift from the universe. Honor the one through whom this universe has gifted it to you. You also give it to others. Everyone should be well. Everyone's mind should be healthy. No one should carry any confusion in mind. Everyone should be physically healthy. Everyone should get sufficient means of survival like food and basic things. There should be peace, knowledge, and love on earth. There should be peace, knowledge, and love in every family. Thousands of years passed in quarreling and fighting. Now everyone should spend rest of their time unto the lap of this loving mother. This is the book of the eternal truth. This book of knowledge has been published on the previous earth when, after completing her term, she was ready to give birth to a new moon before moving to heaven. And even before that, when any earth was ready to give birth to a new moon before shifting to the second orbit. It is published today and will be published again on the new earth when, after completing more than 1,100 billion miles around the sun, she will be ready to give birth to a new moon and ready to move to heaven's orbit. Part 9. Take your path before the great earthquake. Question: is stubbornness a disease? Answer: yes. Fanaticism and stubbornness is a fatal disease. Why? Because man's knowledge is incomplete, and incomplete knowledge cannot give protection. Religion and science cannot recognize the truth, therefore cannot show the path of goodness to humanity. No matter how advanced they become, humanity cannot progress without accepting this truth. All people of the world have one mother, one God, and therefore one religion. Those who wish to have a good future will have to quit stubbornness, admit mistakes, and will have to bow before this mother. And will have to walk on the right path. Before I explain, I will give you some examples. I have a very close friend, like a gentleman who has so many problems in his life. Maybe God had given him those problems to make him understand which he could not learn otherwise. Maybe God had explained that in many other ways, but it's too important for him to learn the right path. And the second reason was that he used to worship a man's photo in his home temple, considering him to be the real guru or God who will remove all his problems. In reality, he was an evil monk who used to deceive and play with innocent people's lives. Both are bad, i.e., foolishness, and considering a bad man as God. I had the cure for both of his mistakes. The first, if it was for learning, I could teach him everything about God, Mother Earth, and hundreds of other things. Second, if it was because of his foolishness about God, I could tell him worshiping a wicked man as God brings bad luck, so throw that photo in the garbage and worship Lakshmi Narayan or Shiva Shakti, considering them as God and Mother Earth. Then with wisdom he would pray in a right way and he could get the right fruit. If he had started to worship the right God in a right way, his problems would have gone. But I couldn't dare to tell him the truth. I knew the moment he would find out about the facts, his mind would spin with panic. Similarly, there was another gentleman who was very close to me. He has read innumerable scriptures. His brain was like a library of all scriptures. Even after being so close to him, I couldn't tell him any truth at all, because instead of learning from me, he used to tell me that there are 1,000 years old sadhus still living in the caves of Himalaya or so-and-so. Astrologers had already predicted it. Like this, there was no end to his superstitions and scriptural madness. I could tell him the right thing, then all his ignorance would go away and his life would become great. But the question was, how could I tell him while he was carrying a bundle of ignorance and obsessed to be the only right person on earth? Even though from my heart I wanted him to have a good future, but I could not help him. I have seen some Muslim teachers who teach children in their madrasas that this earth is still motionless and is not moving on her axis nor around the sun. Science is wrong, etc., etc. Many Jains and Buddhists have lived a tough life as mentioned in their scriptures. Many Sikhs live in countries like America with their beard and turban in order to maintain their faith and constantly live under the shadow of fear, especially after the incident of many Christian, Jewish, Amish, etc. have dedicated their entire lives for their religion. It is not that they will not get the fruit of their austerity. If they have done any humanitarian work while following their religions, then they will surely get the benefit of it. This God and earth know very well how much their genes are purified. However, they all will remain in this path only. Once they complete the journey of 1,176 billion miles, then again, they will read this message of the Earth Mother and decide which path to take. These religious people cannot go on the future path. They cannot attain moksha. To achieve moksha, they will have to accept that this earth is not static, but rotating and revolving around the sun, and this mother has brought us here all the way from the Plutonian orbit. Like this, all religious people will have to learn all other 1,000 facts and eventually accept God's truth. One must accept this as the only path of the future. One must accept this Mother Earth. Good persons' good deeds never leave him. Evildoers' evil deeds also never leave him. That is the reason in the world someone is very rich, and another is too poor. Someone has too much happiness in life, whereas another has too many sorrows throughout his whole life. There are too many good people who have more problems in life because there are more chances that they can learn and become 10 times better. If a good person has too many problems, then he will understand the truth quickly. There is a reason for every sorrow, and there is a reason for every happiness. Every single thing has a reason. Nothing is without a reason, and nothing will be without a reason. If you are engaged in good karma, then your life can be good on the new earth. However, no matter how many good deeds you have performed, without accepting this Earth Mother, you cannot go with her on the future path. And no matter how good your life will be on the past path, problems will never leave you, even if you are a king there. Just think of the most difficult time of your life. The same tough time will come again. You will have to go through the same difficulties again. Why are you inviting that bad time again? I am talking about the most difficult time of this very life only. You would tremble if you knew about all the terrible events in all the past lives, because the more back you go, the more terrifying events are there. Now you have electricity, television, eateries, hospitals, schools, clothes, and all facilities of entertainment and transportation. All these things have recently arrived. Without all these facilities, you will have to walk the journey of 9 billion miles, which will take about 1,500 years. The journey you have already completed. And now again, you are planning to take the same journey. Can you imagine how difficult this long journey will be without any of these facilities? Why do you want to go in those bad times? I am not establishing any religion, but I am establishing the truth. It is news. I am telling the truth that this happened in the past, and this is going to happen in the future. I am telling the truth about all religions and science that neither of them knew the past path nor the future path. No scientist nor any religious man knew that we came from Plutonian orbit. Let me give you a small example. In February 2021, NASA Mars Perseverance landed on Mars then only. Our scientists came to know that there is wind on Mars. This and 1,000 other true things had already been in the book I published 36 years ago. The amount of money spent on the Mars Mission, Hadron Collider, ESS, and other research that could easily remove all the poverty of the world. 4 rich prayer places, including the Pope's Vatican City, could remove the illiteracy and confusion of the entire world if they could donate their wealth for the cause of humanity. The poverty you are seeing in the world is not because of Mother, but it's because of the stupidity of religious leaders and some of leaders in the field of science. It's the result of unsatisfying greed of rich business people. It's the result of the hunger for fame of political leaders. So, if you want to become a good human being, don't follow those leaders. Why are you following these leaders? Why do you want to remain on this path of stupidity and foolishness? Those foolish religious and scientific people who don't believe in this Mother will be left behind here only. None of these fools will be able to enter the future path, because the future path is not the path of fools. That is why all are wise there and there is no sorrow. Just as many fools believe that the earth is stagnant, doesn't rotate, doesn't revolve, who could be more foolish than them? They consume food of this Mother at present time and live 1,000 billion miles behind. On the new earth, their religious journey will begin at the time point from where it started on this earth. In other words, if their religion was established in 1350 AD, then on the new earth their religion will be established in 1350 only. But till the end, they will neither accept Mother Earth nor the truth. Before starting their religious life, they will be living a terrifying primitive Neanderthal's life. Even if they understand any of the lines of my truth, they will pretend as they did not understand. I am the only religious priest on this earth to whom God has told these secrets. I am the only religious teacher who knows about this journey of our Mother, who knows God, who knows heaven, who knows hell, who knows Jesus, who knows Krishna, who knows Shiva, and by following me, you can become wise, by following whom your family can become wise and your home blessed. By following whom there can be happiness in your life. I am the only religious priest who does not lie in the name of God. I am the only priest who does not cheat people and who doesn't mislead. Everything I speak will be based on direct evidence or inference evidence. I have no value for proof of scriptures or false proof. Heaven, God, soul, Dev-Lok, all these things exist, but they are not imaginary. In a clear sky, you can see both hell and heaven on your cell phone with a Planet Finder app, or you can see them with a telescope, or just with your naked eyes. From my video presentations or books, you can find all the details about the evolution of species living on these planets. You can even find pictures of DNA from many websites. Every unique DNA person's unique nature you can on their unique behavior. Whatever I speak, that is all true, and my answers also are true. Part 10. If someone asks me questions, my answers will be like this. Question: do you know God? Answer: yes, I do. Question: where is God? Answer: 3,500 miles down from your feet. Question: why is God called omnipresent? Answer: because he exists everywhere in the form of his energy. Question: how far is heaven from here? Answer: 25,800,000 miles. Question: how far is hell from here? Answer: 48,600,000 miles. Question: where is the storage of our karma? Answer: in the DNAs. But if you ask similar questions to any preacher of any religion, he will never say, Sorry, I do not know. Because the moment he accepts his ignorance and tells the truth that he does not God, all his followers will leave him and run away. That is why this process between guru and followers is nexus to support false. It is a treaty that you lie by saying that you know God and we will keep supporting you. Or you lie by claiming that you are God, and we will keep on lying that you are God. In this way, the enjoyments of both of us will keep going on. How will it feel when the world will come to know that the Pope did not know Jesus, or Shankaracharya did not know Shiva, and the millionaire guru did not know Krishna? How will you feel that a teacher had been teaching science in a village for 25 years, whereas he didn't even know the ABCD of science? In reality, he was a businessman, but due to his eloquence, nobody could think even in a dream that he was a businessman. How would you feel to find out that the doctor who had been selling his medicine in the village for the last 40 years, but he was not really a doctor and sold all fake medicine and became rich? How will the people of the world feel when the game of deceiving business of lies will get exposed? But the question is, after exposing, will you stop buying medicine from that fake doctor, or will you ask that professor to resign? That will be the time of your test. When the game of such religiously well-dressed, well-respected and rich people will get exposed, people's brains may get a brain quake before the great earthquake. That is why for the last 36 years I have never opened my mouth about it. Whenever I went to somebody's house, they praised their guru by showing his photo to me of how great, how godly, and how holy he is. I used to agree happily and leave everyone in a happy mood. Because in this world of lies one has to agree with lies. Here everything is show off. All these people who are roaming around in religious garbs are something else from outside and something else from inside. They just like one thing, and that is praise. Just agree with their lies. They are happy. Never tell them that they do not know God, or they are fools. If you want to tell the truth, then just as much as a grain of salt that they can digest easily. But if you do not tell that too, your friendship will remain better. This is how the custom of this world is. Question: why am I exposing the secrets of so powerful religious leaders? Answer: yes, your question is correct. If I don't tell you clearly, then you will not know that you are going to suffer a huge loss by becoming their follower. You are destroying yourself. It is not fun. You are ready to leave your mother. Leaving your mother is the biggest crime, the result of which you will have to pay for 2,000 years by staying in jail, which you are not aware of. Although the rest, I have told you through books and video presentations, but I have not told you about 2,000 years in jail. That too I will explain when time comes for that. I promise to answer each and every question of yours, only in a condition that you ask in a humble, inquisitive way and not an arrogant way. I shall clearly differentiate between truth and lies, and then will request you never do bad to yourself by leaving your mother. I must tell you clearly that you take care of yourself and be good to the mother and the father. Why are you prepared to leave the mother? No mother wants her well-nourished child to leave her and join a destructive group after raising up to this label. No father will wish his well-nurtured son to go away with bad group. If you are a parent of a child, then you can understand it very well. In the past, without exposing the hidden facts of these religious preachers, this Mother Earth has given you 1,000 proofs 1,000 times and pleaded with you not to commit such a mistake of leaving her. Do not leave her. If you leave her, you will suffer many painful deaths. You can see this request in my years-old books and videos. If you are unable to find those books and videos on the internet, then let me know. I can send you the link in which you can clearly see that this mother has been crying and begging you not to leave her. So far you never listened to her, and now you are ready to destroy yourselves by being deceived by these religious preachers. Therefore, I must tell you clearly that if you remain a follower of these godmen, you will get separated from your mother. And when you get separated from your mother, then you will not have good. Then you will have to go through the pain and suffering which you cannot even imagine. Part 11. Sow your karma seed in this mother's soil. In the last 36 years I have spent millions on it. Many people may wonder why I work so hard day and night. Why do I spend so much money on it? While not a single person could understand it in the last 36 years, then why do I have to spend so much money and time on it? That is because I know nothing can be lost if that is sown in her soil. Truth is paramount. Mother is paramount. No matter how much you do for the mother, no one can reimburse mother's debt. This mother has done countless good things to me. I owe her a lot. Many other people would have served her, but the problem is that they have not yet recognized her. Their small brain is unable to understand how a mother can bring someone from Plutonian orbit to here, and how she can take us from here to Dev-Lok. On top of that, all the religious leaders want to become quick rich, so they are keeping them trapped in their illusion net. That is why many people have donated millions to build religious monuments. But they will get nothing in return because supporting ignorance does not produce any good fruits. If they had sown their money in her soil, then this mother would have given them beautiful fruits. This mother is the only one who doesn't gulp away anyone's labor, but if you sow a seed, she will give you fruitful trees in return. But do not serve her with greed in your mind. She immediately recognizes a greedy person, and greedy cannot go on the future path. They may get a fruitful tree, but that will get swiped off with a storm before the real date. That is why if you serve, you have to be too humble and too good. Always try not to commit any mistake, not even by mistake. I am a very simple person. There's not any difference between you and me. We are all the same people of the same earth with the same mentality. In future, we all will go from here to our own separate directions. I don't even know myself whether this mother will take me with her or leave me here. I don't know whether this mother will make me a king or a beggar. She may give me a body of a Neanderthal or a divine one in heaven. But I try a lot. Day and night I work very hard to become a better person and not to commit any mistake. Even then, mistakes may happen because nobody realizes their own mistakes. Apart from trying not to commit any mistakes, I keep praying because I know this mother and father are as compassionate as cruel and ruthless. Also, I know that they never do wrong justice. That is why I always keep praying to them. When I pray to them, I get very feverish and humbled at their feet. Because now this is calm before the storm, and again there will be divinity after the storm. When this mother will give birth to a new moon, her suffering will be like the labor pain of a mother. She will be shaking and trembling for a while. All people will also be shaking and trembling due to the great earthquake. They will get out of their houses and get perplexed. But a mother's life gets changed after giving birth to her baby. Her life will change along with the life of those accompanying her. I want to be very humble and at the same time would like to make it so clear that there are about 10,000 cults in the world. Most of them have their successors. On top of that, there are 100 very wealthy gurus with huge number of followers. Among all of them, I am the only priest whom God has blessed with the wisdom about this future event, who has spoken to God, who has lived with God, who knows about God and Mother. Therefore those who will listen to me will understand Mother. Those who follow me will be blessed with all good things. Whoever will follow any of all preachers of any religion will be left behind, because except me no preacher knows where from this earth Mother has brought us, here, and where she is going to take us. With my humble and down-to-earth feeling, I am making it so clear so that everything becomes easy for you. Blessed will be those who understand it and who will do good work. Again, I explain what good work is. That is to serve Earth Mother, which means to serve her children by telling them about her future. To make their minds free from all diseases and tell them clearly what it is all going on, why it's happening, and for how long it will continue. In our world, just 10 powerful people can remove poverty, and in the same way 10 competent gurus can enlighten the whole world. The world needs only wisdom and basic needful things. As soon these 20 people become good to the mother and father, all man-created physical and mental suffering will be gone. Even the world wars will be stopped. This world can become a paradise for the remaining days here. Part 12, what should be done? This mother has given birth to you to do good things only. To become a good human being, You have to edit your genes by removing the bad parts of them and replacing them with the truth. Because you cannot become a good human being unless the information of the truth is installed in your DNA. That is why I would say immediately erase the information of false and fill them with the truth. You are carrying thousands of debts of this mother, and you have a very limited time to reimburse. Take advantage of this opportunity and serve her. Tell people about this mother's plan. Remove the dirt of false from your house and do the entire cleansing. Fill the environment of your house with the truth. Do you understand? Feel proud in accepting and declaring Mahesh Shastri as your teacher. Do not remain entangled in the net of these famous gurus. Leave the crowd. Leave the ignorant scriptures who spread ignorance, hate, and violence. The moment you accept the truth, your way of thinking will get changed. This earth needs truthful, kind, compassionate, benevolent, righteous, loyal people who can destroy the existing ignorance. Be good to the mother and be good to the father. Nothing is higher than these two. They are alive. That is why you are alive. You exist because of them. Whatever good things you had in your life, that was all because of this mother. Think about the 1,000,000 good things she has done for you. And today she is telling you that she is going to give you much more than this. Therefore, trust her. If you trust Mother, you will always be protected. Never leave Mother. Never fly away from her. Never be ungrateful to Mother. Never complain to Mother. Everything will be wiped off and everything will be recycled. Without recycling, the wicked cannot be exterminated. Trust her that she is doing the best. You are very close to the door. You have to cross the wall of the truth. Your genes must have good information and good knowledge to cross the wall. Do not miss it. Do not make any mistake. I have noticed in the past when I explain everything so clearly, most people don't understand what to do. Therefore, I make it even more clear what you should do. You should contribute financially for the best cause in the world and of the era. Question: what to do? Answer: financial contribution exactly the way I do. Question: where to donate? Answer: same way as I do to Shiv Ashram. When you make up your mind to do so, you will find the way, or you can ask us. Question: if I am not in a position to donate? Answer: then you should learn this secret. The moment you learn, you will become a good and rich person. However, I would suggest you contribute. Then only you can feel closeness to the mother. The more you support this cause, the more you work for her, the more you will be close to her. Nothing is for free in this universe. Question: how can I become rich without money? Answer: once you learn it, you will become rich in wisdom. You will tell this news to 10 more people who are confused about what is going to happen in the future, and which path should be taken before the final earthquake. You will be doing the best job, so learn it and become a teacher. And many more things you can do for your mother, such as: 1. If you know any leader of a college or education department, then tell them to correct the lies taught in science books. Tell the scientists that though you have done so many good things, but when you talk about topics like origin of the moon, the earth, and the universe, then it seems like you are completely foolish. Now it's an opportunity for you to learn and tell the public. 2. If you know any leader of any religion, then you can tell him to replace his 90% false scriptures with this true message, and make all your followers read it instead. 3. If you know science leaders like ISS, International Space Station, then tell them, instead of spending billions of dollars in building homes in space, build homes for the homeless on the earth, and please serve humanity instead. 4. If you know any leader of the United Nations, then tell him this education can bring peace in the world. So, eliminate wrong education, religious education, and confusion with this true knowledge, as well as with the money being spent on wars. 5. If you know any leader of Muuli religion, then tell him, the Khan has brainwashed his people and annihilated them, making them like animals. Be good to your women and don't treat them like slaves and animals. They are humans like you. Your book has victimized you and your women. Quit that book and read this news. Leave false. Learn the truth and live a good life. 6. If you know any leader of any religious group, then tell him that the time of fun and entertainment is over. Do not live in the 7th century, but live in the 21st. Learn the reality immediately and teach it to your people, otherwise they will miss the opportunity. 7. You can tell the powerful governments and the leaders of the United Nations to ban all religions and learn about the religion of humanity, along with the realities of this Mother Earth, and follow her law. World does not need religions. The world needs humanity. Do the right thing. 8. You can teach this truth to your friends, and every member of every household must know the plan of the Mother Earth so that peace and happiness can enter in every family. 9. Tell all your acquaintances there is not much time left for fun and enjoyment. Soon the great earthquake is going to take place. The people walking on the right path will be saved, and all those on the wrong path will be destroyed. So learn about the right and wrong paths, and immediately go on the right path. 10. If you know the Pope and any other big guru, then tell them as why did they commit such a grave mistake of the era. If they would like to know about their mistakes, then I will tell in detail the terrifying deals of theirs. 11. If you know any director of USGS, United States Geological Survey, then tell them such a big earthquake is going to take place, and why are you not listening? Where are you sleeping? Why are you not telling the public about what to do? If you know any rich person, then tell them that with this money, tell the people about this true news and take advantage of the opportunity. If you do the right thing at the right time, your name will be in the history of religion on the new earth. 13. If you know any world-famous person, then tell him to tell the public that this huge earthquake is going to happen. So learn how to speak and live a good life now. This mother will give you a beautiful fruit of this karma. 14. If you know any person in the media, then tell them that you are not showing the biggest news of the world. This is the most important news, and absolutely necessary for every human being to know it. 15. If you know any director of NASA or Elon Musk of SpaceX, then tell them instead of space, learn about this Mother Earth, and let the world know 1 million things about her. Though the aliens problem in space is a big problem, but you will not understand it right now. But the solution to this problem also is Mother Earth only. You just remain stuck to your mother's lap. That's it. If you know any director of any genes editing company, then tell them that this mother has been editing your genes already for thousands of years. Therefore, stop this cut-paste method, learn about Mother Earth, Father, Core, Dev-Lok, and Rebirth, Evolution, and serve humanity, then your genes will get edited automatically and naturally. 17. Overall, making the story short, tell the people of the world that there is not so much time now, so spend the leftover days nicely. Do not quarrel. Learn the secrets of Mother Earth instead of watching media programs for hours and hours. Enjoy entertainment, but accomplish the main work first. Main work means to understand the future plan of the Earth, to understand past and future paths, and to go one the path of the future. Always stay with Mother. 18. And also know that no one is perfect here except your birth giver Mother and Father, because they both are the form of this Mother and Father. Apart from them, neither doctors, nor judges, nor religious preachers, nor businessmen, teachers, scientists, politicians, husband, wife, relatives, friends, and so on. No one can be perfect here, because this third orbit is the path of perfection, not perfect. If you have been deceived by anyone in life, do not blame the deceiver, but learn that you are nothing but a soul, and as long as you stay on this orbit, you will continue to have bitter experiences like that. That is why, if you do not want bitter experiences, then go on the future path. Bow down to this Mother again and again. Especially show your thankfulness and praise her while eating food. While putting each spoon of food in your mouth, think how wonderfully she has prepared it for you. In this way, while dressing up, while drinking water, breathing, looking at your residence, and so on, because including this body, each and everything are provided to you by this Mother. Non-stop. Keep thanking her for each and everything. 19. Live such a good life that the coming generation of New Earth gets inspired with your actions. Many people think that is this the end of the world? The answer is yes and no. End of a day is not the end of the universe. It is just a change of an era. In fact, this is the beginning of good times for good people. It's the beginning of a new day. So, everything has to be proven while we all are alive here. At the same time, I have to prove that God comes from heaven to help good people, and I also have to prove clearly that God was here. God truly do exist, and God will always be here to help good people.